It's been 8 years since Rogue One released. 8 years. What the f? This is the 2016 LEGO Y-Wing, which was released as part of the initial wave of sets to coincide with the release of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This version of the Y-Wing is of course based off of the variant that we have seen used throughout the Galactic Civil War, but there also haven't been LEGO sets released of both the Clone Wars and sequel era Y-Wings. However, this 2016 Y-Wing is the latest version of a playscale Rebel Y-Wing that we have seen be released by LEGO, with only the UCS Y-Wing in 2018 and a side build version of this ship that came with the 2023 Yavin base set having been released since. So, does this nearly decade-old set stand the test of time, and how does it compare to the LEGO Star Wars sets of today? Coming in the traditional yellow and white colour adorned by gold squadron, this Y-Wing looks superb from a colour standpoint, with the combination of colours working together really well to give us an accurate, eye-catching LEGO model. I especially enjoy the use of brown and sand blue in parts around the ship to help give it a feel of wear and tear. The translucent pink pieces used at the rear of the craft for its engines do a great job of capturing the look and feel of the ion engines used on the in-universe ship. Speaking of the engines, they look great. The pieces and build techniques used replicate their appearance brilliantly in LEGO form, and they feel sturdy and reliable enough for you to swoosh the ship without fear of causing any damage to them. Across the build of this ship you will find some nice greeblies, which are achieved through the use of different LEGO elements, all of which combine to add a real sense of character and charm to the set. Special mention to the droid torso pieces. Great touch. Moving towards the front of the ship, the pieces used do a nice job of helping to achieve that overall Y shape which the name of this ship is derived from. I do think that potentially newer LEGO pieces introduced since this set's release could probably help to improve the shaping at the front just a little bit, but it's certainly not something that I view as being an issue with this set. The twin laser cannons look good at the nose of the ship, and the turret above the cockpit is nicely assembled too, although its positioning can prevent the cockpit from opening at times, so just keep that in mind. The cockpit itself is nothing special, but it looks good enough and seats the pilot without issue. There is of course a slot for the included astromech, which does its job just fine. Not much to say about it. 3 legs on the underside of the Y-Wing combine together to make a well-balanced, easy to use set of landing gear, which helps the set to stand easily on display. We can't forget that this set does come with a side build, which is a small cargo transport which can be used to transport either the spring-loaded shooters or the ion torpedoes. It's a neat inclusion, but not all that big of a deal. This set's main play feature, apart from the spring-loaded shooters which are fantastically incorporated underneath the head of the Y-Wing, is the ability to drop the ion torpedoes. You simply load them into the 3 slots provided by turning the small Technic gear at the back, and then crank the same piece until you have successfully dropped the torpedoes on your Imperial foes. This is a simple and fun play feature, making it a fantastic feature to have on this set, and is a particularly welcomed inclusion given the prominence of this function of the Y-Wing in Rogue One. The minifigure selection in this set is honestly pretty great in my opinion. 3 out of the 5 figures included in this set are actually unique to this set. And here are the 3 in question: Admiral Raddus, Moroff, and R3-S1. Admiral Raddus played a vital role at the Battle of Scarif, so it is only fitting that we get a version of him in LEGO form. I've always liked the head mold used for the Mon Calamari species, and overall he is a very welcome inclusion with this set. Moroff's minifigure is put together with the use of a really nice, unique joint torso and headpiece, similar to how Chewbacca minifigures are made, and I don't think that you could ask for a much better representation of this character in LEGO form. The backpack that we see him carrying in Rogue One is also a neat touch and a nice little build. R3-S1 is only seen in passing in Rogue One on Yavin 4, but I for one am glad that LEGO decided to include this droid in the set, because the translucent headpiece used for the dome is a really nice feature here, and it's absolutely accurate to the in-universe appearance of this astromech. The Stormtrooper in the set is actually the only one of this LEGO Stormtrooper variant that I own, and it's safe to say that I think that this incarnation of the Stormtrooper is the best one that LEGO has ever put out, and it's not even close. The Rebel pilot included in this set was also included in the original LEGO Y-Wing, and is a solid figure with a great double face print, and it's always nice to add some Rebel pilots to the collection who aren't in the typical orange coloured flight suit that we normally see them included in LEGO sets. Which of these minifigures do you think is the best? Let me know with a comment below. Honestly, I think it's pretty hard to pick out any real flaws or issues with this set. I do think that the cargo transport side build could have been built better, or perhaps the piece count allowed for it could have been better put to use, adding more parts to the Y-Wing, perhaps in the form of some additional greebling. For its time back in 2016, and even by modern LEGO building standards, I can't really point towards any particular aspects of this set that should have been better. I guess that my only real problem with this set is the fact that it's the latest playscale Rebel Y-Wing that we have gotten from LEGO. It's been 9 years since this set came out. Given the number of X-Wing sets we've seen in the time since this Y-Wing was released, I think it's only fair to ask for another Rebel Y-Wing model from LEGO in the near future. Anyways, that's it for my thoughts on the 2016 Y-Wing Starfighter. I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more LEGO videos just like this one. With all of that being said, I've been Dave, and I hope that you have a great day.